welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. Ikamalam Pumelela Goduga, aka Nondi Goduga, aka The Gods. I do hope you click the subscribe button and stay a while. When I tell you I'm a flame, guys, I'm not capping. In today's Get Ready With Me, I show you how I achieved this look whilst discussing how I've been navigating my way through singleness. And this is in no way should be misconstrued with or confused with the movie GRWM, How to Be Single. If you're interested in seeing how I achieved this look and how to navigate your own way through singleness, please stay tuned. Morning watchies, welcome to another Get Ready With Me. I've already done my crease color. It's just this maroon, so as to save time, because I want to have a nice lengthy chat with you guys pertaining to today's subject matter. These Get Ready With Me's I will interchange with makeup therapy, obviously, like I had said, and more for the makeup. You guys seem to be enjoying my chats, and I also enjoy chatting to you guys because essentially I have nobody to talk to except to say to Kim and for Nish. I don't want to burden her. Yeah, well, and for by like to me is Sindai. I'm just gonna go for a pink eyeshadow for the pain. Yeah, well, but anyway, guys, I'm going to be today's subject matter will basically be I'll be speaking about how to be single, how to navigate your singleness. And this is in no connection to the Rebel Wilson movie, How to Be Single. Because I would 0 out of 10 recommend to deal with a breakup by partying non-stop, because you'll find yourself either drunk dialing your ex or calling him the next morning when you're hungover because no low self-esteem and you're feeling fragile and tender and delicate. Yeah, well, so these are things that have helped me cope, and I have been single, I would say, for about 6 months. And I'm saying single with my chest because I have literally blocked the people that I feel like are there for their own benefit and are of no benefit to me. Blocker. I ain't checking for nobody and nobody checking for me. So that has been the position for the past 6 months. So these are things that I have been using, so to speak, to cope with being single. There's no alternative or substitute for love, guys. There really isn't. It gets lonely from time to time, but again, like I said, I titled this video how to navigate that loneliness altogether. Yeah, it really will end up as on, guys, and that's the reality that we have to come to terms with. Coco Chanel has a very famous saying that goes, I always knew I wouldn't be a wife, but I'd forget from time to time. And Coco Chanel was a mistress, and she died a mistress, you know. So some of us are going to be wives, some of us are going to be girlfriends, some of us are going to be mistresses. And there's absolutely nothing wrong. And you cannot stand on a pedestal because you're married and say, it's so wrong to be a mistress, you know. Because you don't know what led people to that position. And I don't think Clownby I want to willingly become mistresses, but there are very different circumstances that lead to that. And other people died mistresses and they were treated like wives, or even better than wives. You never know. So one needs to rise to their own destiny and make peace with their own destiny. Other than that, you're going to lead yourself into an early grave. But the first point of discussion, and the one thing that I've learned, yes, I might have known this, but being alone without any undue influence from a significant other, I've learned that I need to know and realize my worth. That is the most important point, and that's why I'm opening. That is why it's my opening statement. It's forming part of my opening statements. Primarily because the minute you don't know your worth and add text. The minute you don't know your worth, people will then come and dictate your worth to you. Let's use the analogy of an auction. Yeah, well, auction is obviously a property that has been sequestrated. So the bidders or the buyers basically put a value on whatever item it is because it's there. Let's say, for example, this is a vase. And I know the auction very well because it's one of my mom's and I's favorite pastimes. I had a ball at those auctions, getting stuff for R1. The bidder will basically, sometimes the auctioneer will say this bid starts at R500, depending on what it is, you know. But sometimes they'll say it's an open bid, and that open bid is up to the bidders to say I'll start at R1. And if someone else is not interested in that, they'll take it for R1. So apply that to your life. The minute you don't know your value and you're worth 5 million rand, anyone can come and say, in fact, Unand is worth R1. Whereas if I had known that no, cannot be in a position of being worth R1, then why would I put myself in that position? And the one thing that we need to commend about men is the fact that men will never settle, and men can convince you guys. Men will convince you to oblivion, to infinity and beyond, you know, even when they know that in fact this girl is out of my league, they will convince you. And of course I'm not bashing men in any way, I'm just saying I'm applauding them. Yeah, well, there's some traits, with the character traits we need to take from amadoda. Yeah, well, amadoda and guys at Gabelenge, I'm completely heterosexual, and it's the hell I'm willing to die on, but we cannot be oblivious to the negative characteristics. So with having said that, amadoda will convince you and you'll find yourself settling because you have not ascertained your own worth. So that is very, very important for me. Take the time out to figure out, but in fact, what am I worth? You know, as much as you're worth you're worthless in the sense that you're worth more than anything that we can quantify. Yeah, well, I forgot to blend out the tippity top of my eyeshadow, but that's our train smash. We just need to find a blending brush that is clean-ish. Here we go. Yeah, well, moving from that, I think the one thing that we fail to grapple with or understand is the fact that you are not single because you are undesirable. You are single because the world is undeserving, guys. Honestly. Honest to God, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You end up questioning yourself, but ending I end up. And the one thing that you need to make peace with or be cognizant of is the fact that and we need to appreciate that. And the minute you realize that your destiny is not tied to anyone, yes, they may run parallel, but it's not tied to anyone. And my aunt is writing a book about destiny. I'll plug you guys as soon as it's published. And that made me understand that you feel like, oh, I'm in charge of my life or whatever, but God is. And your destiny is your destiny. Whether you're kicking and screaming, it will still remain your destiny. So I just want you to note that in this time, I've done the work, guys. I've honestly done the work to find out who I am when I'm alone, who I am when nobody else is around. What do I like? What do I don't? What do I not like? You know, all of that. And I'm also going to tie that into sex, because you guys are probably wondering, but where is this girl getting sex? But she says she's single and she's blocked everyone who could potentially be giving her sex. Another guy friend of mine is like, oh, I know I'm single. She might like, when I'm single, yeah, God, I'll lie. You will wear that. Didn't question now. Didn't question Yoko. Yeah, well. So I'm just gonna dip into this pink. I hope it's gonna give me what I want. I have not tried this pink. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So what was I saying now? I've lost my train of thought. Oh, because I've literally not been reaching out to anyone for any sort, primarily because I don't want any strings attaching, because it's gonna influence my decisions pertaining to ending up, yeah, or being in a relationship. So ultimately, that homework, that introspection is so important, guys. It's so important, because it makes you become more precise and concise in decision making when it comes to picking a partner. So take the time out, do the homework, journal if you want to journal, write lists of what you'd like, what you're willing to compromise, what you're willing to not compromise on, so that at the end of the day, when you make a decision, you know that all your bases have been covered because you've done the homework. It's like doing an assignment, guys. You're not just going to wake up and write one sentence. You have to do the research so that you can get a distinction. Also, I feel like it's easier now that I'm single to make decisions based on what I want for Upumelela going forward, and not based on what I've been exposed to or constantly being exposed to on the internet, you know. Like, I don't have necessarily couple goals, because I've reconciled with the fact that my destiny or my life will not pan out like Sophia Richum's girl. You know what I mean? So that's just such a random person to make reference to, but whoever is married, I don't even know if she's married, but you know what I mean, or Kim Kardashian's, it will never, guys, it will absolutely never end up like that. Maybe similar, but never the same. And the thing is, with us, we're so hell-bent on thinking that what we see on our screens is what needs to be. Also, when you sit on your own, do you really want those things, or you want them because you've been inundated with them? So that is very important to ascertain as well. Do you really want to get married? Do you want the responsibility of being a wife? It's not a wedding day, guys. It's not about wearing a ring. There's so much hard work, and I know this. I can say this, unless I've never been married. It's obvious, because even when you're in a relationship, you have to be responsible or be cognizant about the next person. Mna, guys, in the okapi, if you know what I mean. Comment down below if you know the reference. Okapi, guys. So okapi. Yeah, well, I can wake up and go to Dubai tomorrow. I don't have to talk to anyone. Of course, I'll say to my aunt or my family, but I'll say decide better. But it's not even a yes or no from them. It's literally a matter of me just being respectful of the fact that, oh, I'm not an island, and I'm just notifying them, just for courtesy purposes, you know. So take that time out to figure out, do I want to get married because I want to get married, or do I want to get married because, or I want a boyfriend because everyone else has a boyfriend? So ascertain that. Again, and that's the advocated, and if there's one thing I want to advocate, is dating yourself. Dating yourself, guys, not literally about like always taking yourself out and stuff like that, but be your own boyfriend. Be able to rely on yourself and do things on your own and provide for yourself up until there comes a point in your life that you need to relinquish. And that's something I've been really struggling with my entire life, because my mom has indoctrinated me with independence, and that is accepting or asking for help, you know. But the one thing that I've discovered in dating myself is the fact that, as much as I'd be like, when people are like, oh, when I look so high maintenance and stuff like that, I'd be like, me, high maintenance? No, I'm I'm down to earth, you know, very humble. Yes, I'm all those things, but I'm also high maintenance, because all I want to do is shop and eat. That's literally what I want to do, and travel, you know. All the money that I have, I tie to those 3 things that I mentioned above. So the nice thing with having and I'm gonna overuse this word ascertain, because I was reading, so now I'm gonna abuse it. I've ascertained the fact that yes, I am high maintenance, and the nice thing about it, at this point in my life, I'm the one doing it. Ain't nobody, of course my aunt is, because and my mom before that. So, but you know what I mean, I can proudly say, yes, I'm high maintenance, because I'm the one who's maintaining it. So any man who might come about now must know, or knows already, because chances are they've been following me on social media and so on and so forth, you know. So ultimately, they will know about this is Unondi, and this is the lifestyle that she she wants for herself, and she's created for herself. So I think it makes it harder for men to actually want to, as much as men will take the chances, guys, again it goes back to you knowing your worth and being standing firm in those decisions. But no, there's certain things I'm not willing to compromise on, you know. Like for me, it's the education thing, you know, because it's gonna be a problem at the end of the day. I'm going to have to change my whole vocabulary just to accommodate the next person. So why can't I find a ready-made man? Because I really do feel like I'm a ready-made product. And that dating yourself makes you so happy and satisfied, because honest to God, dating myself has shown me that I'm actually not missing out on anything. And a lot of people struggle with the confidence, and that's why I do what I do, guys. Struggle with the confidence of navigating life alone. And it's not that trepidatious. It should not be trepidatious, because there's course I get uzalwe uwedwa and uzawufa uwedwa, so that anyone else who comes into your life is literally an accessory. It should not be the end all or be all of it all. With having said all of that, I would highly recommend you coming to the terms that you are not a half to a whole. You are definitely not. Like, my other half, guys, is a bit cringy for me. I'm not hating, each their own, but it's a bit cringy for me, primarily because you are a whole, guys. Complete yourself first before, so that when you meet someone who's on the same level as you and the same caliber as you, you create a force, an unstoppable force. That's what I believe in. Not I can't even breathe without you. No, 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 I don't believe in that nonsense. I do not believe in that nonsense. And that also helps with when, of course, you're not in a relationship for it to end, but some things are inevitable, you know. And should that person leave, are you now gonna break down to pieces? You must be able to get up, because you were whole to begin with. Yes, you'll miss them, and that's just natural, because humans are social beings, and they're made to mate or procreate. So it's gonna hurt when someone leaves, but I told you guys, 7 working days and I'm over that shit, because I know for a fact that what is mine will never ever miss me. Let me do my lashes offline and then come back and carry on. Lashes secure juice, and that gives us our eye look. I love it. Pink eyeshadow over the babe. I miss Twitter sometimes, but never going back. Never going back. Lashes are from AliExpress. Yeah, man. Then let me just forgot to prime off camera, because this just wastes time. There's nothing exciting about priming my face. But anyway, guys, let us carry on. The next point with our little chitty chat. No boys allowed, because we love them. I'm a fan of the boys. Playing this Bashlebila from time to time. We go, wow. Wow, baby girls, wow. Wow. The next point is, I'm mentioning this as a standalone point, as much as I've touched on it in my previous point, is ascertain, guys. Like, my favorite word, ascertain what you want, guys. Like I said, write a list, ascertain what you want, so that, and you know your non-negotiables and your negotiables, so that you don't settle for whatever you are being offered, because there will be offerances every corner that you turn. And I'm telling you this because that is literally what happens, guys. I could be going outside to go hang my underwear, and a man is gonna say, "Hi, sissy, now." You could be looking so ratchet, you could be wearing a mask and shades, but they'll still feel the need to talk you up. So if you don't know what you want, you're just gonna buy into or be why don't I have words today? What's wrong with me? You're gonna be tricked, for lack of a better word, by all of that attention that you're getting. And everyone loves attention, you know. Like I said, being alone is very lonely. So the minute a guy says, hey sister, can I get your number, you know you're gonna get a good night sometimes, you know you're gonna get a good morning, you know what I mean? Especially when a man is courting you. So it's inevitable for you to settle for people that you weren't necessarily keen on. And I'm saying settle because of the attention that is given to you. But the minute you realize that, no man, this is not of my standard. I'll class him to teeny, but I think you have a right or at liberty to choose someone you're gonna end up with. Single. If you're not okay with what was being offered to you, then don't take it. Don't take it just because it's been served. It's like saying you don't eat red meat. Are you not gonna eat it just because they're serving red meat? No. No. And I'll be like, no, thank you. And then chicken never available for people who don't eat red meat, because they understand that red meat and there's health complications and health reasons attached to all of that. So now's the time to take your notepad and be like, I cannot compromise on A, B, and C. And I promise you, things that you don't want or can compromise on will fall by the wayside. As well, I cannot preach that enough. Again, it ties in with manifestation. The minute you write things down, the more you start seeing them. Like, I want a red car, You're gonna start seeing it more and more because your mind has adapted to the fact that it now has noted a red car, all in all, you know. Then I think the most important thing, which is something I should have started with, but divine acceptance, extreme acceptance. And the long and short of that, I also came across it on YouTube because I didn't know how to enunciate or articulate how I was feeling until it just came to me on YouTube on a video. And I wasn't even watching the video, but I just popped into it because it was like 40 minutes. And I'm like, oh, I don't have 40 minutes right now. So, but the opening line was extreme or divine acceptance. And that basically entails you understanding that when a relationship ends, something better is definitely coming. And again, what is yours will never miss you. Break it up now, it's not part of your story. And the minute you relinquish that power of thinking you can control who you're going to end up with to God, things change for the better for you. That I can assure you. That's why I actually do not mind being single. Yes, I'm human. I long for companionship. You guys know that. But am I going to settle for everything that's being offered to me? I've done that, guys. I've really done that, you know. Which leads me to my next point of, I think I touched on it about the sex thing. I'm no longer available. I'm no longer available, guys. In my 20s, definitely, guys. And I will 10 out of 10 recommend a whole phase, guys. 10 out of 10 recommend the whole phase in your 20s, so that you know the corner it is. So when you make a decision later on in life, you know that one worked for me, that one didn't work for me. And it's not about the D, guys, it's about general chemistry, you know what I mean, you know. At this point, like I was saying about sex, I don't want to find myself I really don't want to put myself in that position at all. But I'm not saying that I've taken a vow of chastity. No. I mean, I'm 30 years old. I can make conscientious decisions or undue decisions at this point in my life. And if I want to throw a nigga AF, then I will. That is my discretion. And I'll know why I'm doing it at the end of the day. I know this might sound contradictory, but if I want to, I will. I'm not very strict on myself, but there's certain things I'm strict on. And that is availing me. If I want him to, then I will go for it. But if I don't, I won't even try to compromise my standards or whatever the case is. But in as far as the physical need of wanting to have sex, I think that's one of the the pros of being in a relationship is the fact that you've got D on dial. You know what I mean? But in terms of sex for me at this point in my life, I don't even think about it as much as I probably should. Primarily because I am just far too busy, guys. Like, I know this is cliche and stuff like that, but even when it means what get me, it's a matter of, am I now going to call up someone? And I already said I've blocked anyone who think they can. I figured because familiarity breeds content. Now if I get English, I'm gaga now. It could be. So it's not a priority for me at this time in my life. And like I said, guys, my attachment style. If I'm not just know that it's not easy for me to I'm not an animal, I'm not a female dog, guys, you know. I can control myself and it's not easy for me to detach. And if I'm going to end up in your bed, just know that I was attracted to you to begin with, you know. But now that I'm older, sometimes I just feel like it's just about the physicality. It has nothing to do with emotion. But those are very rare instances of very rare occurrences in my life. Because, like I said, unfortunately, I now vision now. But in your 20s, whole face, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Then I need you guys to understand that it does not begin or end with men. I will still maintain it's the hill I'm going to die on till the casket drops. God bless it. But there's so much more to life than wanting to end up. Honestly, guys, and the internet is a nice place because we've been introduced to so many alternative lifestyles versus the traditional. I want to get married. I want to have 2.5 children, white picket fence, and a dog. Life has completely changed. So it's up to you to decide what really works for me. And I've said this again and I'll say it again, and I want God to understand I do want a companion. Honestly. Ndifuna uba andifuna responsibility bangumakoti, ndifuna uba itsheri kabhoti mthunzi. Kuthiwa yho nazi itsheri kabhoti mthunzi, nazi itshiwekeni yakhe. Hayi usuke eLondon, akanabantwana wethu ntombi, but uyancedisa ngolo hlobo lakhe, but not qonda uba andingumakoti ngoku. I'm not saying all households, guys, or all homes are like that, but personally for me, it can give me a mess. So it's very, very, very important, Orlando, to understand what you want. Again, that's the running theme of the whole thing. This video is getting on for so long because I'm passionate about the subject. Let me finish off my blending offline and then we'll wrap it up when I come back. Face card never declines, or whatever they say. This is Asking My G's. This is us. Final look came out perfectly. Before I go into the closing remarks, cute Jacquemus La Chiquito dupe from Shein. I've included in my dupes video, so you see that. For my bag, my stunners from Zando that I got recently. I hold them for you guys in the vlog. Silly dupe as well. Will be included in my dupes video. Guys, those are flames. Then I'm gonna have on my Mr. Price slip slops that you guys will know, my braided slip slops. Then today's fragrance will be Lancome Miracle because that's what I'm feeling. It's very fresh, it's very springy, but in the winter it's appropriate for today. You guys are probably, and my install, guys, what lace? I don't know her here. On to the closing remarks now, because I think we've been here for far too long. I'm saying things I can't get over myself. On to the closing remarks. You guys are probably asking why I left out friends and family and spending time with them. I purposely did that primarily because people aren't always available, guys. They will not be at your beck and call. So these are strategies that I'm sharing with you to navigate yourself. one man through singleness. The last and most important, which I could have opened with, but I'm closing with, so you can take this with you. Pray at all material times. Pray at all material times. Thixo uzakutyilela, thandazo wakho. Thixo ndicela uguqula intando yam yenze ifane neyakho. And that is basically translated, Lord, please convert my will to be the same as yours. That's the only time things are going to make sense. That's the only time you're going to find peace, if it was Thixo your beacon of hope. That's it from me for now. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.